Hi guys, here's one here.
I made the co-creator.
Hey, we're back. Wanna do the final two document section today. Of course,
I forgot to ask, can you hear me clearly? I should have fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
And then, there's gonna be a big, really big pressure update soon. That's definitely going to be worth the wait. I'm saying it like that because the update is called the worth the wait update. Like the update for pressure soon is literally going to be called worth the wait. And in that update, they're gonna make Pandemonium's document actually canon. So they're gonna rewrite it. They're gonna give each Angler variant its own section in the Angler stuff, and they're just gonna rewrite a few documents and add a bunch of new documents, and also give the hunted monsters documents. It's gonna be nice.
So there's gonna be a lot more shit for us to read.
Yeah, once I actually have to unlock those documents. Wait a minute. So anyways, we got N.O.S.T. View additional documents about the N.O.S.T subdivision. Okay, these two I know are kind of long and lore heavy, I think. Lady Death. This is if you revive in the game, this person is the thing that brings you back from the dead, from the sea.
So the Grim Reaper.
Lady Death is the former Grim Reaper and current ferryman within the Badlands. Yes. As the current ferryman, Lady Death, hereby referred to as simply Death, is in charge of handling the transportation of the dead within the Badlands. Due to her unwillingness to talk, no interviews of her have been possible. Death is the one responsible for reviving deceased Urban Shade personnel, allowing dead employees to be brought back to work. Urban Shade personnel are recommended to avoid death if possible, with multiple casualties coming out of an individual's paycheck. Yeah, since in the game, if you revive once, it's all fine and dandy. Though if you pay Robux to bribe her and so that you can revive a second time, she actually beats you the fuck up and you're 1 HP when you come back.
So she only takes the fairy dollar and only does it once.
Yeah, if you use Robux to get a second ferryman token, she beat you up. While procuring tokens over time is relatively cheap, acquiring many in quick succession can add up to be incredibly expensive relatively quickly. As such, when an event with a high predicted casualty rate occurs, it is highly recommended to rely on EXRP. After her husband, the former ferryman, was killed by the guardian angel of the Badlands during a fight, Death was forced to take up the position as the replacement ferryman, letting the newly opened Reaper position to go to Hallowed. Death took up the mantle as the new ferryman, transporting the souls of the dead to the cities within the Badlands. And the guardian angel of the Badlands has their own document, as we'll see later.
Wait, does that mean he's beyond our own comprehension can reproduce and shit? Because they can wait and marry. Does that mean they could also reproduce? Meaning there could have been a Death family. But also meaning she sees. So it's just a job that she has to take. So it's just a job to her.
After her husband died from the guardian angel of the Badlands.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of the funniest shit ever. Just, I gotta clock into my 9 to 5, just taking souls.
After the defeat of the guardian angel, Death ceased to do her work entirely and returned to the Lake of the Dead's pier. Instead of performing her duties, Death spends the majority of her time standing on the edge of the pier, staring into the ocean of souls. She only fulfills her obligations when Urban-Shade infiltrated personnel pay her with ferryman tokens to bring back their dead. Seemingly, tokens have no value to Death, as whenever she brings back a soul, she simply tosses the token back into the ocean. It is assumed that she only does her duties for the tokens in order to preserve her husband's legacy, or a small thank you for avenging her husband. It should be noted that if she is to revive the same soul in quick succession, she will become agitated, and while still bringing the soul back, will not do so without causing slight bodily harm to the soul.
So yeah, she just gets pissed to see you again. It's like Gary, like, oh hi again. And she's like, fuck you.
With death neglecting her responsibilities, the ocean of souls have been filled to the brim with the dead. The devil, agitated by the lack of new friends being brought to the cities, has commissioned Herbachet to construct a machine to take over Death's role, allowing her to retire. As of writing this, construction of the new ferryman is estimated to be complete in late 2026.
No way. So they're making the ferryman, not Death. So they're not replacing Dev's old job, they're replacing her new job. I don't think she'll like that, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think she'll like that, and I understandably get why. She basically probably doesn't want a machine just doing what he does. But, like, trying to continue her husband's legacy. So she'd probably be very pissed. Also, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually kind of cute though. That a dude that sends souls to the afterlife and one that also does kind of the same thing got married. That's kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cute.
And this document is so long, it has a lot of lore in it. The Guardian Angel of the Badlands. The Guardian Angel of the Badlands is the angel that was captured during the second assault on the Badlands, currently being used for pure blood harvesting for the foreseeable future. Discovered during the first expedition into the Badlands in 2006, the Guardian became the first major hurdle stopping Herbachet from exploring the New World. Upon entering, the expedition force was ambushed by the Guardian. Even with the use of void-tipped bullets, which we learned about that from the void monster.
Yeah, they're very acidic.
These small arms provide to be
also guardian angel. Usually, that's what people say are like protecting someone. So it's literally the guardian angel of this place. It's protecting it. So if it sees you as a threat to the Badlands, it's gonna probably try to kill you.
Small arms provided to be expedition ease were not enough to cause any notable harm to the Guardian, which merely dismissed the onslaught through actions recognized as mimicking human sighing and shrugging. After expanding a large amount of resources with little to no result, it was declared that the best course of action to prevent further waste of resources and to prevent potential casualties was to perform a tactical retreat back to Earth through the portal. During the retreat, Expeditionary Rivers was mercilessly crushed by the Guardian. He has so far been the only casualty within the Badlands. Pretty sure Rivers...
I forget what the Badland is. It's like the white void.
Well, good thing we have something called our phone and Google. The Badlands. So I did not spell that right. Oopsie do.
It's like ban and
yeah, I know how to spell it. I just accidentally put a W instead of an A. Badlands. Badlands. It's most well known from pressure. So. Yeah,
Also, I mean, we're gonna have to revise some of our readings because of, them gonna add stuff later, so. But it's an angel, and can you, like, look up for me, just so I can see what kind of angel it is? And I know that sounds stupid, but... So it doesn't have, like, the ring of eyes, so... It might legit just be, like, a normal angel.
Well,
because
you can see that in front of his face.
So he might be like, I think he might be a normal angel. Because there's different types of angels. Ones that are made to kill demons, ones are just like angels, and ones that are like, kind of like the God's right-hand man. Like, there's ranking of angels, and I think it's like, more like that.
Oh yeah, and this river.
I might look that up. Like, what does an angel with the ring of eyes like?
Yeah, and apparently this Rivers guy who died to the Guardian is the same name that was given to one of the trench bleeders. One of the trench bleeders is named Rivers as well. Are you looking it up right now?
That yeah. It says in Jewish angelic tradition of phantoms are the angels who said to have rings of eyes. They're also known as the many-eyed ones. The Bible describes them having wheels with rims that are full of eyes around about. One source mentions the entire body of cherubim, including their backs, hands, and wings, were full of eyes, as were their wheels, suggest a similar feature. So it's either the feminine, whatever how you say that, or cherubim.
Alright. After the loss, Urban Shade prepared to retaliate, citing Rivers' death as one reason why. To prepare, Roy construct 4 Heaven Piercer class self-propelled tanks referred to the Heaven Piercer document for further information was put in, which Heaven Piercer is not a document, I don't think. Upon completion of the order in 2008, a second assault was launched against the Guardian. Unfortunately, the Legion underestimated the strength of the Holy Flesh. The Guardian was lured into an open area by a group of combatants, who were preparing for the Guardian to strike first. The artillery proceeded to fire a single shot, which completely decimated the lower torso of the creature, incapacitating it instantly. As of the writing of this file, the Almighty is yet to replace the Guardian. Without it, the Badlands have dissolved into chaos, with most residents having abandoned their duties as Heaven currently no longer has authority over them.
They basically just killed an angel in heaven. How is Urban Shade able to kill an angel?
I don't know, bro.
I'm scared.
The former Guardian, now a barely conscious upper torso, was transported back to Earth through a portal for containment and study. Through Rejoice's trials, it was discovered that those who gorge on the blood of the Guardian, will be henceforth referred to as pure blood, were not sent to the Ocean of Souls upon death. It's feared that the blood of angels has such a concentration of purity that it cleanses any and all committed past sins from the soul. It is unknown if pure blood affects sins committed post-consumption. Further testing is required to understand if it truly cleanses the soul, or if it simply forgives an irritated. He's currently unable to receive direct answers from heaven.
Is this God? Not God. Is this Jesus? Because usually people look for like God or Jesus for forgiveness when they have sin.
Well, it's merely an assumption. Measures involving pure blood have been estimated to prevent ex-Urban Shade employees from being unfairly sent to the Badlands upon death. At the moment, the Guardian is attached to a pump which regularly drains it of blood for the sake of retiring Urban Shade employees. During its few episodes of consciousness, it hurls obscenities in its native holy tongue at the employees who are responsible for maintenance. It was noted that the angel had been alive for surprisingly long despite the constant drainage of blood. Biopsy as well as a carotid ultrasound was conducted, which led to the discovery that the additional blood continuously manifests from the heart of the Guardian. It's feared that angels do not have such a strong capacity for regeneration, and that the constant manifestation is instead divine intervention from the Almighty to keep the subject alive.
So God's keeping this angel alive.
Any resigning Urban Shade employees are to be provided a cup of pure blood and ensure that they are not sent to the Badlands for simply carrying out orders that were not theirs to decide. We thank them for their service. As of 2012...
Yeah, because they would have been murdered if they did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they would.
Because Urban Shade is, I'm not gonna lie, they're usually a bad company because they do not care about anything alive or dead. They'll just use it for research.
It
sounds similar to the SCP Foundation testing on Blue Class. I'm not gonna lie, this does have a lot of connection to SCPs, and I'm thinking about it. Did they get like inspired by SCPs a little bit?
Pretty sure, yeah, they were.
Because they legit in SCP Foundation, they have literal God.
This game was inspired by a lot of things. Pretty sure SCP Foundation, Iron Lung, doors, rooms, and other stuff. I think Ultra Kill is also one of them, I think.
Yeah, also we need to play Ultra Kill though, because I have no idea what the fuck the plot's even about.
As of 2012, excess pure blood is being anonymously sold to churches and other religious establishments, being branded as pure holy water. Of course, actual ingredients, acquisition of said ingredients, or the properties of the liquid are not disclosed on the packaging. The following paragraphs are for authorized personnel only. Permission to read can all be granted by N.O.S.T personnel and black site overseers. The Guardian posed absolutely no threat. Every act of hostility was an order issued directly from Mr. Shade for his personal interest of exploring and potentially exploiting the Badlands. In the first encounter, the Angel attempted to peacefully coax the invading forces back through the portal without physical contact. When troops continued to march through the portal, the Guardian began to gently nudge her back into the portal. The death of Expedition E. Rivers was purely accidental, as he was crushed under the foot of the Guardian after it tipped and stumbled. The Guardian was obviously remorseful of its action. Then the second assault in 2008, the Guardian attempted to communicate to the remaining forces to show them the grave for Rivers they had constructed. The Guardian was then struck down over this grave and then transported back to Earth. So, the rest of this document that we just read, I think, is not completely true.
Wait, what?
Because earlier in the document, it said that the Guardian purposely stood, stumbled up on top Rivers and killed them on purpose during the battle. Here,
Mr. Shadow, dude. Mr. Shade.
Mr. Shade seems to be lying to us in this document. There's this section.
No, Mr. Shade.
This section
I'm gonna guess something. Mr. Shade is the dude in charge of Urban Shade, or like someone high up.
Mr. Shade is the guy.
Meaning he's the guy that's been doing all this. Meaning he might be lying to make people fear it.
It is of utmost importance that the illusion of the Guardian being a dangerous enemy is upheld to lower rank members of employees. If the knowledge that we are exploiting a creation of the Almighty without reason spreads to those who do not feel as much loyalty to Urban Shade, they may either resign out of moral concern or deflect in an attempt to free the Guardian. Lower ranked employees at Urban Shade may not understand that progress comes with a cost, that the exploitation of the Almighty's angel is one of them.
So, yeah, it's kind of like the SCP Foundation where they'll do anything at a cost.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell was that?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, but yeah, guys, make sure to
like,
subscribe.
kind of a little Star Stream family, my dear. Bye bye.
Bye bye.